The Jets signed Kwon Alexander, and we're going to talk about why that it's a good thing. Hey, what's going on? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about Kwon Alexander. Before we get started today, I just want to mention that you can follow on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. If you haven't already, please make sure to check out the Just Jets podcast. And last but not least, bonus content on Patreon. Yesterday, right after the Kwon Alexander signing, we released a film session. So if you missed that, please make sure to check it out over on Patreon. Okay, so if you don't know, here's a little background on Kwon Alexander. He signed a one-year deal to link back up with Robert Saleh. He obviously was a part of the 49ers for a little over a year, the 2019 season and then into 2020. He started his career in Tampa Bay in 2015. He was a Pro Bowler for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2017. As I mentioned, 2019 was a part of that championship, or not championship, at least the NFC champion defense, where they played, or he played, 8 games that year. Injuries are a part of his career. 2020, he played 5 games with New Orleans, 5 games with San Francisco before being traded to New Orleans. And that kind of brings up my biggest gripe with him is his health. He doesn't play a full season almost ever. He did it once in his career. Over his entire career, he's played 12 games, 8, 6, 12, 16, 12. So you could probably pencil him in for 12 because he's done it, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 times out of his 7-year career so far in the league. He's played 12 games. So, you know what? Even if he does get banged up and let's say he only is playing the 12 games, I'm taking it because the Jets were so thin at the position and they're signing him this late. It can't be for much money that they were giving him. And they needed another veteran in that linebacker room because there's a ton of inexperience. I mean, we've talked about that position being the weakest on this New York Jets football team, and it got a lot better yesterday after the signing. Even if you take into consideration some of his missing time. So last year with New Orleans, he finished with 50 tackles, 3.5 sacks. He had 7 tackles for a loss. He's really good at coming down towards the line of scrimmage and making plays. Even his strength isn't the run game. I would definitely say his strength is the pass game. The perfect example of that is Michael Nania dropped a stat. If you don't follow Michael Nania, you should. Yards per reception in zone, which is obviously the Jets are going to run a lot of zone. In 2019, 7.4, which was 7th best among linebackers, 7.2 in 2020, which was 4th best among linebackers. And then last year, 7.3, which is 6th best among linebackers. He's really good in coverage. He can cover a running back out of the backfield, which the Jets haven't had that in their entire existence, it feels like. He can cover a tight end a little bit too. In the film session we watched yesterday, there's highlights of him covering Rob Gronkowski. There's highlights of him, covering the backs out of the backfield. And he fares really well with it. And you'll sign up for that and you'll take that, especially when you consider what the Jets have kind of done over the last couple of years, unfortunately, at those positions. So in pass coverage last year, he allowed a 72.5 completion percentage, which seems a little high, but only 282 yards and no touchdowns allowed, and an 81.5 rating against. In 2020, it was 59.5 completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, and then in 2019, no touchdowns and a 61.9 completion percentage and just 86 yards in 8 games, so half a season. So this guy can cover, which we know that's an issue with this Jets team. They don't usually have linebackers who cover very well. So it's something that I'm going to be keeping my eye on this year. I think he should start over Quincy Williams. I know that's going to be a little bit of a controversial one. A lot of people like Quincy Williams and they want to see him on the field as much as they possibly can. But overall, I just really think for me, he provides a little bit more consistency. And I just love his effort. The more I watched him yesterday, obviously I've seen Kwon Alexander, but I really kind of did a deep dive yesterday, went through some things, and I love his effort. His speed to the football is really impressive. And he has a nose for just getting in the play. And he never gives up on the play too. You'll see him chase down guys on the other side of the field. I love that energy. That's Robert Saleh energy if I've ever seen it. So I can't wait to see him on the field with the New York Jets. I think this is a home run signing from Joe Douglas at this point in the offseason. I love it. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Once again, I am Matt O'Leary. Please make sure to subscribe if you're new. Give the video a thumbs up. Talk to you next time.